Make the ground shake.
Hey guys, what's going on? My name is Tom Gummy, and today we are back for another statue tutorial on the channel. Today we are doing something extremely highly requested, which is of course Pennywise from the recently released It movie, which is of course the film about Pennywise the clown going around and kind of terrorizing kids. So of course it is a really popular horror film, and I was intending to get this out over Halloween, but it got pushed back a bit, so my apologies, but it is out today, and I really do hope you enjoy. If you do, definitely consider leaving a like on the video, and subscribing if you haven't already, and apart from that, let's get straight into building. So, this is a simplified version of a design by Kite Man, so again, credit where credit is due. I've kind of made it more simple because the original one was really difficult and really detailed, and would have taken like 2 hours to build. So this is a simplified version, and I want to make that clear, but it's still going to take quite a while. So we're going to need quite a few materials, and those materials are the following. You'll need black wool, smooth sandstone, black terracotta, white wool, light grey wool, red terracotta, nether brick, grey concrete, cyan terracotta, red concrete, acacia planks, smooth red sandstone, snow, yellow terracotta, purple terracotta, block of quartz, grey wool, stone, quartz stairs, acacia wood stairs, quartz slabs, stone brick slabs, nether brick slabs, acacia wood slabs, white stained glass panes, and also red stained glass. So I'll discuss this later on. There's a few different things you can do with this, a bit of customizability, but we'll worry about that later. For now, we're going to start working on the body. We'll work our way up, and yeah, we'll go part to part. So we're going to start off by building the front side of the legs. The front side of the legs is 12 tall and 8 wide, so let's begin. We're going to start off by finding a nice empty space and start off with our first layer, which is going to be 8 black wool. So that's 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. So that's 8 black wool. Now, of course, again, there is 12 layers. Each layer is 8 wide. This is layer number 1. Layer number 2, from left to right, is going to be 3 smooth sandstone, 2 black wool, and 3 smooth sandstone. Layer number 3 is going to be 3 black terracotta, 2 black wool, and 3 black terracotta. The fourth layer is going to be 3 white wool, 2 grey concrete, and 3 white wool. On top of this, for the fifth layer, we're going to do 3 light grey wool, 2 grey concrete, and 3 light grey wool. And again, that is layer number 5. After every layer, you can see I back up like this. Essentially, that is just to let you pause and catch up if you need to do so. Please don't hesitate to use that opportunity. The next layer, which is going to be our 6th layer, is going to be 3 red terracotta. I was about to call it stained clay. Nope, terracotta. 2 nether brick, and 3 red terracotta. And again, that is our 6th layer. Our 7th, 8th, and 9th layer is all the exact same. So we're going to do 3 light grey wool, 2 grey concrete, and 3 light grey wool. And just as I just said then, we're going to repeat this twice more. So that is our 7th, 8th, and 9th layers complete. Again, it should currently look something like this. The 10th layer is going to be 3 cyan terracotta, 2 grey concrete, and 3 cyan terracotta. And the 11th and 12th layer is going to be the exact same as these previous ones here. So we're going to do 3 light grey wool, 2 grey concrete, and 3 light grey wool, and we're going to repeat this one more time for our 12th and final layer. And once you've done that, it should be looking like this, and that is 12 blocks tall and 8 blocks wide, and that is the front side of the legs complete. So again, do feel free to pause the video right here and replicate this. And what we're now going to do is add some 3D effects. So the way we're going to start off by doing this is coming to the bottom of the feet, come to the second layer, to the second block, and to the 7th block, and place a red terracotta in front of each of the smooth sandstones. Now in front, or should I say on top of each of these red terracottas, we're going to grab ourselves our nether brick slabs, and we're going to place a red, on top of each red we're going to place a nether brick slab, and it ends up looking something like this. Very simple addition, but makes the bottom of the feet look a tad more interesting. Now the next addition we're going to do is we're going to go to the top of the legs, to the top left corner, and we're going to place 3 light grey wool, and same on the right side, 3 light grey wool, and there'll be a 2 block gap in the middle which has got this grey concrete. Underneath each side, we're going to place another layer of free light grey wool, and underneath that, we're going to place a layer of free cyan terracotta. So essentially, it's a 3x3 square on each side, left side and right side, and it looks like this. This is kind of just to represent how like frilly the trousers are at the top, and we'll be doing more of this on the sides and back. So right now, it should look something like this. That is a 12x8 with the 3D effects at the top left, top right, and bottom corners. And yeah, again, opportunity to pause if you feel is necessary. So once you got that, we are now ready to move on to the upper body / arms. So what we're going to do is we're going to start off by building a layer of 3 light grey wool, 2 stone, so we need to play around with our inventory a bit, 2 stone, and 3 light grey wool. Now what we're going to do from here is again play around with the inventory a bit more. We're going to go 4 blocks left, so 1, 2, 3, 4. And essentially, this is marking out the left arm. We're not going to mark out the right arm because the right arm is going to be in an action pose, so it's not actually going to be there. But you'll see that later on, and it will make a bit more sense then. But again, make sure you're building it on the original layer, not the 3D layer, because if you build it on the 3D layer, it's going to make the whole body, or the whole top of the body, tilt forwards, and he's going to look like he has a bit of a hunchback. So that's not ideal. Make sure you don't do that. But for now, it should look like this. We've got the first layer of the body, and 4 blocks left for the first layer of the arm, or at least the left arm. So continue with the body, just like before, it is a 12x8. We're going to go up layer by layer. So the second layer is going to be 3 light grey wool, 2 cyan terracotta, 3 light grey wool, and that is the second layer. The third layer is going to be, and again, a bit of inventory management, 2 red terracotta, 4 nether brick, and 2 red terracotta. So that is the third layer. The fourth layer is going to be 8 light grey wool, same with the fifth layer, so we're going to do that twice. So 8 light grey wool for the fourth and fifth layer. The sixth layer is going to be 2 red terracotta, 4 nether brick, and 2 red terracotta. Keeping the pattern going, we're then going to repeat the 2 layers of 8 light grey wool, and we're also going to repeat the 2 red terracotta, 4 nether brick, and 2 red terracotta. So right now, that is the second, third, fourth, fifth, sixth, seventh, eighth, ninth layer complete. So all we're going to do for now is build 3 more layers of 8 light grey wool. So that is our 10th, 11th, and 12th layer complete. And once you've done that, it ends up looking something like this. Very plain, but we're going to add a bunch of 3D effects to make it look a bit more interesting. So again, that is 12 blocks tall, 8 blocks wide. If you want to pause, feel free to do so. And now what we're going to do is start adding our 3D effects. So we're going to start off by coming to the top left corner. We're going to grab ourselves our white wool, and we're going to place 1 white wool, and underneath this, we're going to place another white wool. To the right of this, we're going to place 2 light grey wool. We're then going to place 3 white wool, so we go 1, 2, and then down 1. Next to this, we're going to place 3 light grey wool. Next to that, 3 white wool. Next to that, 3 light grey wool. And we're going to go back to 2s, so we go 2 white wool and 2 light grey wool. And it gives you a pattern which looks something like this. Again, bear in mind it's all 3D. What we're then going to do, just to give it a bit more shape and a bit more character, is we're going to grab ourselves our quartz stairs and also our stone brick slabs, and we're going to start off on the left side. Underneath this white wall, we're going to place an upside down quartz stair facing towards the left side, and we do the exact same on the right side underneath this light grey wall, except this time it's facing towards the right side. Now underneath the light grey wall and the white wall, which you can see here, which has a gap, we're going to place an upside down stone brick slab. So we place it onto the block, not here. If you place it on the lower half, it will look like that. You want to place it on the upper half of the block, and you'd again do this on both sides, and it ends up coming out like looking like this. So what that is, again, it's kind of like the frill around the neck of the clothing, same as what we're kind of going with down there. And it's a nice little pattern which just adds a bit of interest to the top. Now what we're going to do is grab ourselves our purple terracotta, and we're going to add 2 buttons. So of course on the actual shirt itself there's the 2 buttons in the center. So in between these nether brick rows we have a 2 block gap on each one, and there's 2 in total. So we're going to start off by coming to this layer, which is the 4th layer, come to the 4th block, and we're going to place a red terracotta as a 3D block. Next to this, we're going to place a nether brick. Whoops, don't do what I'm doing, which is breaking blocks. Place 1 nether brick. On top of the nether brick, place 1 purple, and then to the left of it, 1 red. And that is our first button. The second one is going to be in this next section. So we come to this next section, come to the fourth block, place one red, to the right of it one nether brick, up one purple, to the left one red. And it ends up coming out looking something like this. And again, it's a very simple addition, but makes it look really, really nice. So this is the front side of the body. Again, that's a 12 by 8 and with the 3D effects. And yeah, again, if you want to pause, feel free to do so. So now, what we're going to do is, without wasting any more time, move on to the left arm. Of course, we're not going to work on the right arm quite yet. We're going to work on that slightly later on in the video, just because it's in action pose, and that'll make sense later on. So for now, we're going to work on the left arm. Grab yourselves your quartz, and we can begin. So the first layer, of course, what we're going to do is go to the 13th layer of the build. Go 4 blocks to the left, that's layer number 1. Layer number 2, going from left to right, is going to be 2 quartz. We're then going to go ahead and place 2 cyan terracotta, and that's layer number 2. Again, bear in mind the arm is a 12 by 4. Layer number 3 is going to be 4 blocks of quartz. Layer number 4 is 4 blocks of light grey wool. So again, that's what it looks like so far. That's 4 layers. The 5th layer is going to be 4 red terracotta. On top of that, we're going to place 3 cyan terracotta and 1 grey concrete. And that is the first 6 layers, so halfway there. The next layer, we're going to need our stone. So we're going to place 3 stone and 1 cyan terracotta, and we're going to repeat that for the next layer. So again, 3 stone and 1 cyan terracotta. The next layer, which is the 9th layer, is going to be 3 red terracotta, 1 nether brick. The 10th layer is going to be simply 4 blocks of stone, and this is where inventory management becomes a bit of a pain. So we're going to place 4 blocks of stone, and on top of this we're going to do 2 layers of 4 light grey wool. And once you've done that, that brings you all the way up to the top. That is a 12 by 4, and that is your left arm so far complete. And the reason I say so far is because we're going to add a bunch of 3D effects, of course, just to make it look a bit more interesting. So again, feel free to pause here if you want to replicate that. It's 12 blocks tall, 4 blocks wide, and now let's get working on the 3D effects. So for the 3D effects, you're going to need light grey wool, red terracotta, quartz slabs. You're also going to need your stone brick slabs, and some stone, so relatively easy. What we're going to start by doing is coming to the 3rd layer of the arm, which is this row of quartz, and we're going to place a row of 4 quartz slabs on the upper half of the block. So again, on the upper half, and the reason we do this is on top of this we're going to place a row of 4 light grey wool. As you can see, the slab should connect to the light grey wool. If you do it wrong and you place it on the lower half, it will look like this, and it won't look very good. So make sure it's on the upper half of the 3rd layer. On the 4th layer, we're going to place a row of 4 light grey wool, and on the next layer, we place a row of 4 red terracotta. So essentially, as you can see, when we do the 3D effects, all we're doing is essentially bringing it forwards a layer, because the way we've designed it is so that the 3D effect is the exact same as the previous layer we've built, just to make it super, super obvious where you need to build it. Moving on up to the upper section, what we're now going to do is come to this layer here, which is the 3 red terracotta and the nether brick. If I'm not mistaken, that's the 9th layer. And what we're going to do is we're going to leave 1 block, and then we're going to place 1, 2, 3 stone brick slabs, again on the upper half of the block. Essential it is on the upper half. On top of this, on our 10th layer, we're going to place 4 stone. On the next layer, which is the 11th layer, we're going to place 1 stone brick slab on the lower half, and 3 stone. And it's as simple as that. It's a little shape that ends up looking like this, and it's essentially 3 stone brick slabs on the 9th layer, on the upper half, a row of 4 stone on the 10th, on the 11th layer, 1 stone brick slab on the lower half, and 3 stone. And that's it. It's as simple as that, and once you back up, you can now see, again, a little 3D effect in the corner, having a small but noticeable impact on the overall build design. So yeah, this is what it looks like so far. This is what your statue should be. And whilst it looks very, very nice as it is, we're now going to start making it 3D, because currently it's just kind of like a little pixel art, isn't it? So we're going to start working on the sides, making it 3D, and actually turning it into a physical statue. So we're going to start off by coming to the left side of the leg first. We're going to work on this, and coming to the black wall, we're going to go 1, 2, 3 blocks to the left. Now, just like the arms, the sides are 12 by 4. However, big however, the 4th row is already complete, in the sense that we built this for the front side. So that's the 4th layer complete, which means all we need to do is place 3 blocks per layer for the remaining 11 layers. So, starting from left to right, again, our first layer is going to be 3 black wool. Our second layer is going to be 2 black wool and 1 smooth sandstone. The third layer is going to be 3 black terracotta. The fourth layer is going to be 3 white wool. On top of this, for our fifth layer, we place 3 light grey wool. And you probably guessed it, next layer is going to be 3 red terracotta. Now the reason I say you've probably guessed it is because the people that are really paying attention out there, noticing the patterns, will notice whatever block is here is essentially what we're placing for the majority of the layers, with this second layer being the exception. So, the next 3 layers is going to be light grey wool. The next layer is going to be our cyan terracotta. And then we have 2 more layers of light grey wool. Once you've done that, that brings you all the way up to the top. That is a 12 by 4. Ignore this. Again, this is a 3D effect which plays into the front side. However, what we're going to do before we move on is add a 3D effect on this side. So we come to the 10th layer in line with the cyan terracotta. We're going to place 4 cyan terracotta as a 3D effect, and on top of this, 2 layers of 4 light grey wool, and essentially, as you see, it kind of matches in with the side, so this is the side, this is the front side, and the 3D effect is going to go all the way around, so it's a nice little touch. As you can see from the side angle, it looks like this, and head on, it looks like this. So that is a 12 by 4 once again, and I do recommend you pause if you feel is necessary. So, what we're going to do now is move around to the right side of the leg. This one's slightly different, and I'll explain it in a minute why that reason is. So basically, we're doing the exact same. So we're going to build 3 blocks, alright, 1, 2, 3, using black wool. Just like before, whatever block is here is what we're going to be building, with the exception of the second layer. So the second layer is going to be 1 smooth sandstone, 2 black wool, and then from here on out it's the same. So next layer is 3 black terracotta, fourth layer is 3 white wool, fifth layer is 3 light grey wool, layer on top of that is 3 red terracotta. We then have 3 layers of light grey wool, 1 layer of cyan terracotta, and 2 layers of light grey wool. It's as simple as that. However, what you notice on the front side is you've got the arm kind of marking out where the top is. So this arm kind of tells you that this is the top of the layer of the leg. However, on this side you don't have that because we continue upwards. Now, what we're going to do is continue upwards, and the way we're going to do this is by building 2 layers of light grey wool. So on top of what we've just done, this is the layer that we're going to cap off. This would be the top layer of the legs. Then from here on out is the side of the body, just to put that into your head. So you don't have to place the stone brick slabs, that's just me making it clear to you. This is where the legs end, this is where the body starts. So this is the first 2 layers of the body. On top of this, for our third layer, we're going to do 3 blocks of red terracotta. We're then going to do 2 layers of 3 light grey wool, a layer of red terracotta, 2 layers of light grey wool, a layer of red terracotta, and then 3 layers of light grey wool. It's as simple as that. As you can see, the pattern kind of follows through all the way. So again, this is where the body starts. 2 layers of light grey, 1 layer of red, 2 layers of light grey, 1 layer of red, 2 layers of light grey, 1 layer of red, and 3 layers of light grey. And that is again a 12 by 4. And again, if I put these slabs here just to kind of mark out where it begins and where it ends, that is our leg, 12 by 4. And then above the slab is our body, which is again 12 by 4. Okie dokie, so hopefully that's nice and clear. And again, the reason we're doing this on this side and not on the other side is because this side's going to be exposed somewhat by the fact that there's no arm. One thing we are going to do, just to separate the leg and the body, just like we did on the other side, is we're going to come to the 12th layer, which is this one here. We're going to place a layer of 4 light grey wool, 11th layer, also a layer of 4 light grey wool, and then the 10th layer, a layer of 4 cyan. And again, this just kind of separates it out, and this better exposes now what's the body and what's the legs. So everything above that's the body, everything below it is, including this, is the legs. Okie dokie. So from a side angle, looks like this, and you can see it's starting to look kind of nice, I will say. So that is the body so far. Now what we're going to do is start working on the left side of the arm and making this 3D. But first off, what we need to do is grab ourselves our quartz, and we're going to come to the rear side of the arm and expand the quartz 1, 2, 3 all the way back, like so. You don't have to do it on this one here, but it just saves you time later on in the video when we're doing the rear side, but of course it's not going to be visible because there's 3D effect directly below it. So if you come to the side angle now, what you'll see is a kind of backwards L shape. It's going to be 12 by 4, just like the side of the legs. And of course, just like the side of the legs again, the fourth layer is already done. So essentially, what we're going to be doing is, the first layer is 3 quartz. The second and third layer is also 3 quartz. The fourth layer is going to be 3 light grey wool. The next layer is going to be 3 red terracotta. So that's the first 5 layers. The sixth layer is going to be 3 cyan terracotta. The seventh and eighth layer is going to be 3 stone. So 1, 2, 3, 1, 2, 3. The next layer is going to be 3 red terracotta. On top of that is going to be 1 layer of 3 stone. And then 2 layers of 3 light grey wool, and that will bring you all the way up to the top. And again, just to make it clear, the blocks at the side are again the exact same as the blocks we're going to build. So that's why I'm kind of rushing through it, is because it's really self-explanatory. Whatever is on this already existing block is going to be what we build for the rest of the row. Now, continue with the pattern of 3D effects, just like we did on the front side. We're going to come to the third layer, and on the upper half, we're going to place a row of 4 quartz slabs, and you'll see it matches up with the side. So whatever you have here is going to be here. So on top of this, we're going to place a layer of 4 light grey wool, and on top of that, we're going to place a layer of 4 red terracotta, and that is, as you can see, our little 3D effect on the side continues round from the front side. Now, if you've noticed, and I hope you have, there's a little 3D effect up here on the front side. So what we're going to do is also continue this round. So on the 10th layer, which is the layer in line with the stone, we're going to place a layer of 4 stone. Now on top of this, we're going to place on the left side 1 stone brick slab, 2 stone, and 1 stone brick slab. And if you zoom out, you'll see it looks something like this. You'll have kind of like an N shape going on at the top. And then from a corner angle, you'll see the stone connects, the stone slab connects diagonally like this. And that is, looking at it from the left angle, that is our 12 by 4 left side of the arm. And also head on, again, that is our 12 by 4 left side of the arm. You can't really see the 3D effects as well from the side, or head on from the side, should I say. So that's why I like to look at it from a side angle like this. And that is essentially the left side of the arm complete. As you can see, very simple. So, just as a little progress report, what you should currently have right now is the front side of the legs with the 3D effects, front side of the body with 3D effects, front side of the left arm and the left side of the left arm with 3D effects, and the whole right side of the body and legs. Now, if you come around to the rear side, it will currently look something like this. So that's what we're going to work on right now, is getting this finished, and then we'll worry about the arm just after that. So, for the rear side of the legs, the rear side of the legs is a 12 by 8, 12 tall, 8 wide. Now, the only difference is from this to the front side is we already have the left side and the right side complete. So that's 2 blocks or 2 rows already done, which means we're only going to be placing 6 blocks per row, because 8 minus 2 equals 6, and that is some really great maths right there. So, essentially, all we're doing is linking left side to right side. So we're going to start off at the bottom. The first 2 layers is going to be 6 black wool. Now, the 6 black wool we've already placed, plus the 2, 1 on either side, is going to equal 8, and that's our layer. Hopefully, you understand that. The third layer is going to be 2 black terracotta, 2 black wool, and 2 black terracotta. The fourth layer is going to be 2 white wool, 2 grey concrete, so we need to grab our grey concrete, 2 white wool, so that's our fourth layer. The fifth layer is going to be 2 light grey wool, 2 grey concrete, and 2 light grey wool, and again that is our fifth layer. Our sixth layer is going to be, 2 red terracotta, 2 nether brick, and 2 red terracotta. So you can see, very similar pattern to the front side. In fact, an identical pattern to the front side. So if you do want to copy it, that's up to you. And for the next part, we're going to do our 3 layers of grey wool. So we do 3 layers of 2 grey wool, or light grey wool, should I say, 2 grey concrete, and 2 light grey wool. And we repeat this again twice more. So 2 light grey wool, 2 grey concrete, 2 light grey wool, 2 light grey wool, 2 grey concrete, 2 light grey wool. As you can see, 3 layers of the exact same. The next layer is going to be our layer where the cyan kind of mixes in. So we have 2 cyan terracotta, 2 grey concrete, 2 cyan terracotta. And then for the final 2 layers, we're going to do the exact same pattern as down there. So we do 2 light grey wool, 2 grey concrete, 2 light grey wool, 2 light grey wool, 2 grey concrete, 2 light grey wool. And that brings you up to the top of the legs. That is a 12 by 8. Now, just like the front side, again, we're going to add our 3D effect. So we come to the top left corner, and we're going to place 1, 2, 3 light grey wool, skip 2 blocks, 1, 2, 3 light grey wool. Underneath each one, another layer of 3 light grey wool, and then a layer of 3 cyan terracotta. Now, what you should have now is the 3D pattern that follows all the way around. So we got it at the front side, the left side, and the rear side, and then on the other side, exact same. So it goes all the way around, and it's a consistent pattern, and it's just to represent like how the clothes kind of, again, puff out at certain places. So that is the rear side of the legs. Again, that's 12 by 8. If you want to pause, please do not hesitate to do so. Moving on up, we now have the rear side of the body. Now, again, the left side already has 1 layer done, so that means we're going to be placing 7 blocks per layer. Very, very simple, going from left to right. So, the first layer is going to be 2 light grey wool, 2 stone, and 3 light grey wool. The second layer is going to be 2 light grey wool, 2 cyan terracotta, and 3 light grey wool. And again, bear in mind, each layer is 8 wide. I'm just not mentioning the block that's already here for obvious reasons. The next layer is going to be 1 red terracotta, 4 nether brick, and 2 red terracotta. On top of this, we're going to do 2 layers of 7 light grey wool. And then we're going to repeat the pattern. So 1 red terracotta, 4 nether brick, 2 red, then the 2 layers of 7 light grey wool, and then our pattern again. So 2 red terracotta, 4 nether brick, 1 red terracotta, and then 2 layers, or in this case 3 layers should I say, of 7 light grey wool. And once you've done that, that is the rear side of the body complete. That is a 12 by 8, and once again we're going to go ahead and start adding some 3D effects. So, for the 3D effects on the rear side, again we're going to be using stone and white wool. We come to the top left corner, and we're going to place 2 stone. Next to that, 2 white wool. Next to that, we're going to place 3 stone, so we go 1, 2, 3, so it's 1 block down. To the right of that, 3 white wool, 3 stone, 3 white wool. And then now, we're going back to the 2 block pattern, so it's 2 2s, 4 3s, and then we're going to go 2 stone, and then 2 white wool. So it gives you the little pattern and effect that looks like this. Then what we're going to do, slightly different to the front side, is we're going to place 1 stone brick slab on either side underneath the second block. So on this one, we place a stone brick slab right there, upside down again, and on the second to last block, we're going to place another stone brick slab, and it gives you a pattern which looks like this, and again, just makes it look a bit smoother of a transition. So that is the rear side 3D effect. That's all you need to do, and once you've done that, we can now safely move on to the rear side of the arm. So, for the rear side, it's basically the exact same pattern as the other sides. So, just like before, the 4th block is already done. We're placing 3 blocks per row. The first 3 layers is going to be simply quartz, so it ends up looking something like this. The next layer, which is the 4th layer, is going to be 3 light grey wool. On top of this, we're going to place 3 red terracotta, so that is the first 5 layers complete. The 6th layer is going to be, if I can find my block, grey concrete. We're going to place 1 grey concrete, and we're going to wait for this notification to turn off. I'm not sure why Xbox is sending me that. Turned all notifications off, but hey ho, thank you very much. 2 cyan terracotta. On top of this, we're going to place 1 cyan terracotta and 2 stone. We're then going to place another cyan terracotta and another 2 stone. On top of this, for the 9th layer, we're going to place 1 nether brick and 2 red terracotta. We're then going to place, for the 10th layer, 3 stone, and for the 11th and 12th layer, 3 light grey wool. And it ends up coming out looking like this, exact same pattern as the other sides. And just like before, we're going to go ahead and add the 3D effects in the exact same way as the front side. So we start off by coming to the 3rd layer with our quartz, and you're probably used to this by now. Come to the 3rd layer of the quartz. On the upper half, place 4 quartz slabs, and on top of it, 4 light grey wool, and then 4 red terracotta. That is step number 1. So that starts on the 3rd layer, on the upper half, 4th layer, and 5th layer. And then for the final 3D effect, we're going to go to the top, and we're going to go to the red layer, which is the 9th layer. On top of this nether brick here, we're going to place a stone brick slab on the upper half, and then go 2 to the right, and there'll be a 1 block gap on the edge. Now on top of this slabs, we're going to place 4 stone, so from left to right, 4 stone. On top of that, we're going to place 3 stone, and then we're going to place 1 stone brick slab, and it ends up looking something like this. Now, from a corner angle, again, it ends up looking like that, and it's the exact same pattern as the front side. So exact same 3D effects, exact same pattern, and you'll now have, basically, the body of the statue complete. All we're going to go ahead and do is fill in the shoulders right here with light grey wool. Doesn't really matter how you do it, just fill it in with simple light grey wool, and that is the body minus the action pose arm complete. So again, what we're going to do is before we build the arm, we're going to have a little time to pause. So I'm going to go to each specific part of the video and give you guys an opportunity to pause, and then we'll move on to the arm. So the way we're going to do this is I'm going to fly to each specific part. So for example, this is the front side of the legs. I'm going to state it's the front side of the legs. I'm also going to state that it's 12 tall, 8 wide, and has 4 3D effects. So 2 at the bottom, and then 1 at the top left, 1 at the top right. Then I'm going to give you guys a brief second to pause, and hopefully if you need to pause the video, you'll pause the video. If you don't, just skip forward a minute in the video and save yourself a minute of your life. So moving on up, we have the front side of the body. That is again a 12 by 8, and there's 3 3D effects in the center, 2, and then at the top there's that big old like neck part. On the left arm we have 12 by 4, and again there's 2 3D effects on the 3rd to 5th layer and on the 11th to 9th layer. Come around to the left side, we have the left side of the leg, that is 12 by 4, and there's a 3D effect on the 10th to 12th layer. We have the underside of the arm, which is a 4 by 4, it's covered up by the 3D effect partially, but that's pure quartz. The left side of the arm is a 12 by 4, and again has 3D effects on the 3rd to 5th layer and the 9th to 11th layer. Come around to the right side, we have the right side of the leg, which is 12 by 4, and again goes up to the point where the 3D effect ends. The 3D effect is the 12th to 10th layer. Moving on up, we have the right side of the body. That's again a 12 by 4 and does not have any 3D effects, but we will be building the arm here. Come around to the rear side, we have the rear side of the legs. That is 12 by 8, and there's 3D effect at the top left and top right corner, both being 3 by 3 squares. Moving on up, we have the rear side of the body. That is a 12 by 8 again, and the only 3D effect this time is at the top. And the final, well, second to final part is the rear side of the arm, which is 12 by 4, has the exact same 3D effects as the front side, which is on the 3rd to 5th layer and the 9th to 11th layer. The final side, which is the shoulders, ends up looking like this. That is essentially 12 blocks wide and 4 blocks thick. But of course, with the 3D effects, it's technically 6 thick, but the main part is this light grey wall just here. So yeah, once you've done that, that is the majority of the body complete. We're now going to work on the arm, and then we'll move on up into the head. So yeah, let's begin. So for the arm, we're going to get our arm back. That'll be a good start. And we're going to come to the right side. So we have this area here. Ignore this side, this is 3D effect. Ignore this side, this is also 3D effect. So we're looking for the 4 light grey in the middle, which is right here. What we're going to do is, we're going to start on the right side, and we're going to go down 1, 2, 3, 4. So in line with this red, I guess red terracotta, I was about to say red concrete, red terracotta. We're going to bring it out 1, 2, 3, 4, using the light grey wool. And we're going to go to the left, 4 light grey wool, 4 stone, and 4 red terracotta. So essentially, what we've done is on the 4th layer down, which would be the 9th layer, we've built it out, 4 red terracotta, 4 stone, 4 light grey, and another 4 light grey, and that's now a 4x4 platform, just kind of hanging off the side. What we're going to do is we're going to keep expanding it forwards, but this time we're going to look at it from a front perspective. So, the next layer, which is going to be the 5th layer, bear in mind the arm is going to be 12 long. We're going to place, if I can find my cyan terracotta, that would be, there it is. We're going to place 1 cyan, 2 stone, 1 cyan, and that's the 5th layer. The 6th layer is 1 cyan, 2 stone, 1 cyan, so exact same. The 7th layer is going to be 1 grey, 2 cyan, 1 grey. So right now ends up looking something like this, and again that's the 7th layer. The 8th layer is going to be 4 red terracotta. The 9th layer is going to be 4 light grey wool, and then the 10th, 11th and 12th layer is going to be 4 blocks of quartz. So essentially what we have now is the bottom of the arm. So we've done the bottom part first. We're now going to do the outer side, so this side here. So what we're going to do is, again, bear in mind, it's 12 by 4, so we've got 12 wide. Now we need to build the 4 tall. So what we're going to do, the second layer from left to right is going to be 3 quartz, 1 light grey wool, 1 red terracotta, 1 cyan terracotta, 2 stone, 1 red terracotta, 1 stone, and 2 light grey wool. And the next layer is the exact same. So we do 3 quartz, 1 light grey wool, 1 red terracotta, 1 cyan terracotta, 2 stone, 1 red, 1 stone, 2 light grey. Now the fourth and final layer is the same as the first one, almost, with the exception of these 2 blocks. So what we're going to do is 3 quartz, 1 light grey, 1 red. We're then going to place 1 grey concrete, 2 stone. So rather than 2 cyan, we place 2 stone, 1 red, 1 stone, and 2 light grey wool. And again, that is a 12 by 4, and from the side ends up looking something like this. Now, what we're going to do is we're going to come to the rear side now, and we're going to build a 4 by 4. Of course, we already have the first layer and the first side done, which means we place a 3 by 3 in the middle of light grey wool, and it ends up looking like this, and that's our 4 by 4. That's all we need to do. That's the rear side complete. If we go to the front side, we're also going to do the exact same, this time using quartz. So we're going to place a 3 by 3 of quartz, and that will give us our 4 by 4 of quartz, and that's this side also complete. Now, in regards to the top side, we're going to look at it from this angle. So we've already got the first row complete, which is our 2 light grey, or I'll look at it from this angle. So we got 3 quartz, 1 light grey, 1 red, 1 grey, 2 stone, 1 red, 1 stone, 2 light grey. The next layer is going to be 2 quartz. So on top of this already existing quartz, 2 quartz, 1 light grey, 1 red, 1 cyan, 2 stone, 1 red, 1 stone, and 1 light grey. So that is the second layer. The third layer is the exact same. So we're going to do 2 quartz, 1 light grey, 1 red, 1 cyan, 2 stone, 1 red, 1 stone, and 1 light grey. And that brings you all the way to the side. And for the final layer, it's going to be the exact same as this layer here. So we're going to place 2 quartz, 1 light grey, 1 red, 1 grey concrete, 2 stone, 1 red, 1 stone, and 1 light grey. And that is the upper half of the arm complete, which leaves us with our final side, which is this left side right here. Now we don't actually have to do all of this, because it's not all exposed. So we're going to work from the right side. We're going to start off by placing 2 quartz, 1 light grey, 1 red, 1 cyan, and then 2 stone. And then that's all we're going to do. We're going to place 2 stone, and as you can see, that covers all we can see. For the next layer, exact same. We place 2 quartz, 1 light grey, 1 red, 1 cyan, and 2 stone. And that is all we need to place, and that is our arm complete. So, from above, the arm looks like this. It's essentially just sticking out forwards. From the left side, again, not all of it's visible, but this is what it looks like. The front side is a 4 by 4 of quartz, and again, please do use this opportunity to pause. From the right side, it's a 12 by 4. From above, it's also a 12 by 4. From below, a 12 by 4. And then from the rear side, a 4 by 4. So that is the basics of the arm. Now, just like all the other parts, we're going to go ahead and add some 3D effects. So, what we're going to do is on the top layer, we're going to come to the 4th block, which is this row of light grey wool, and we're going to bring it up 1, and we're going to do the same with the red terracotta, which is the 5th layer. Now, what we're going to do is we're going to make this all the way around. So on the sides, we do this as well. So we go 4 light grey wool, 4 red terracotta, underneath 4 red terracotta, 4 light grey wool, and on the left side, again, 4 light grey wool, 4 red terracotta. And what this gives you is a ring of 3D effect, which looks like this. And again, that's kind of acting like a sleeve. Then what we're going to do is go back up to the top, and directly behind this layer of red, there is a layer of stone. That is the 10th layer. We're going to place 4 stone, come to the side, 4 stone, and then underneath 4 stone. We don't do it on the left side this time because it's not visible. So we do it on 3 sides, and it ends up looking like this. And again, just adds a little bit of shape to the overall arm. I'll give you as many different angles as possible from this build, or this part of the build, because I do appreciate it is somewhat confusing. It's not what we usually do, and it's a bit unique. So again, I'll give you guys some time to pause and catch up there. But for now, this is what it should look like. And again, if you want to pause, please do feel free to go back in the video and do so. One thing we're also going to do is we're going to mark out using a white stained glass pane. That's a mouthful. We're going to come to the front left corner, go up 1 and to right 1, and we're going to place 1 right there. And the reason we're doing this is just to mark out where the rest is going to go, but we'll talk about that later on. For now, we're going to work on the head. So, let's begin. For the head, what we're going to start off by doing is coming to the front side, come to the front left corner, which is this light grey wall right here, and we're going to count 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 to the right, and then what we're going to do is place 1 block of quartz and bring it 2 forwards. From this block of quartz, we're going to go 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7 blocks over, and then go 2 in, and what this gives you is a 8x2 overhang. Now, you can't tell that the 8x2 overhang is here, but I've kind of marked it. This is the 8x2 overhang. The reason you can only see 1 layer is because the 3D effect is covering the second layer, but please do be assured it is an 8x2 overhang. What we're going to do is on the second layer, which is the outer layer, on the first block, we're going to punch it out, and we're going to do the exact same on the 8th block, and we're going to replace it with an upside down quartz slab, basically a quartz slab on the upper half of the block. We're then going to punch out the 3rd and 6th layer and do the exact same, so we're going to place a lower half this time rather than an upper half, and we're going to punch out the 2 middle blocks and replace it with red terracotta. So this is what we have so far. This is layer number 1. It's 1 upside down quartz slab, 1 quartz block, 1 lower quartz slab, 2 red, 1 lower quartz slab, 1 quartz, and 1 upper quartz, and that's layer number 1. However, we're not going to worry about that for now. What we're going to do is come around to the sides and expand 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 backwards, and same on this side, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, and link together like so. And just like before, that's an 8x2 overhang. These 2 rows here are the overhang. However, just like before as well, one of the layers is obstructed from view by the 3D effect, but please do be assured, as you can see, it is a 2-block overhang. Now the most important part of this is now we have an 8x8 square, and this is going to be our template for the head. Each side is 8x8, so by having this base there, we can essentially work out where every part is going to go. It just makes life a bit more easy. So we've got the front side, the left side, the right side, and the rear side, and of course the top will go on top. For now, we're going to worry about the front side first, get that out of the way, and then we'll work side to side to side. So the first layer, just like I was saying before, consists of 1 quartz slab, 1 quartz slab, 2 red, quartz slab, quartz, and quartz slab. The next layer, the second layer, is going to be 1 block of quartz, 1 red terracotta. We're then going to leave a block, place 2 blocks of quartz, leave 1 block, red terracotta, and 1 quartz. Now the reason we left 2 blocks is what we're going to go ahead and do is grab ourselves our quartz stairs, and on the left side of these 2 blocks in the middle, we're going to place an upside down quartz stair facing towards the left, and on the right we place one facing towards the right, and it gives you an effect which looks like this. What we're going to do is come behind, and we're going to punch out behind this stair. We have a 1 block of quartz here, which is behind the slab as well, and we do the exact same on this side. And what we're going to do is grab ourselves our nether brick. We're going to place 2 nether brick behind it, and what this does, if you come back round to the front side, as you can see, we now have like a nether brick stair kind of design behind it, but it's not a nether brick stair, it's just comprised of the 2 nether brick. As you can see, if we punch that one out, it leaves half of it, so we have the 2 blocks behind it like so. For the next layer, we're going to do 1 quartz, 1 nether brick, 4 quartz, 1 nether brick, and 1 quartz, and we're going to also build a little 3D effect. So the way we're going to do this is we're going to place 1 quartz slab and nether brick slabs together. So in the middle, what we're going to do, we come to the second layer, and on the 4th and 5th block, we're going to place on the lower half or the upper half, should I say, 2 nether brick slabs. So on the upper half, we place 2 nether brick slabs, and on the lower half of the third layer, we're going to place 2 quartz slabs on top of it, and that's going to act as a nose. So a little 3D effect, but again, makes it look really, really nice. The next layer is going to be the fourth layer. We're going to place 1 light grey wall. So we get 1 light grey wall, 1 snow, 1 yellow terracotta, 2 quartz, 1 yellow terracotta, 1 snow, and 1 light grey wall. And essentially, these are the eyes. We're using yellow for the eyes, of course, because Pennywise has yellow eyes. We're also using snow because it looks a bit different from the quartz, has a bit more texture, and makes it stand out a bit more. Now what we're going to do to make the eyes look a tad more evil is on the upper half of the snow and the yellow terracotta, we're going to place 2 nether brick slabs like so, and now we have half the eyes exposed, and it just makes it look a bit more angry and a bit more kind of like demonic, a bit more evil. So that is the fourth layer. For the fifth layer, we're going to place 1 quartz, 1 red terracotta, 4 quartz, 1 red terracotta, and 1 quartz. So that's the fourth layer. For the fifth layer, we're going to place 1 quartz, 1 nether brick, 4 quartz, 1 nether brick, and 1 quartz. As you can see, that's kind of like the red pattern, the red makeup he has. The seventh layer is going to be 8 blocks of quartz. And then the final layer, which is the 8th layer, is going to be 1 quartz slab, 6 blocks of quartz, and 1 quartz slab. And the reason we're using quartz slabs on each corner is just to make his head look a bit more round rather than the kind of like traditional blocky Minecraft feel. So that is the front side of the face. That's an 8x8 kind of circular shape with these slabs in each corner. And again, if you want to pause, feel free to do so. I'll zoom in a bit more just so you can see the pattern of the lower mouth and also the 3D effect with the nose, because it is a tad confusing. I do appreciate that. So anyways, once we've done that, what we can now do is move around to the left side, and we're going to start off on the second layer, because of course the first layer is going to be 7 quartz and 1 quartz slab. So the second layer from left to right is going to be 3 red terracotta and 4 quartz. Now for the hair, we're going to be using mainly smooth red sandstone and acacia for the orange kind of texture. So the third layer, we're going to place 1 acacia plank, 1 smooth red sandstone, 5 quartz. The next layer is going to be 2 acacia and 5 quartz. The next layer is going to be 1 acacia and 6 quartz. On top of that, we're going to do 2 acacia and 5 quartz. We're going to repeat that again, so 5 quartz, 2 acacia. And then the final layer, what we're going to do is we're going to grab ourselves an acacia slab. We're going to place 1 acacia slab, 2 acacia, and 4 blocks of quartz. And ends up looking something like this. What you can do, if you want to, is in the lower lower block here, you can place a quartz slab just to keep the rounded theme going on with the head, because we have a slab in each other corner. So it ends up looking like this. That is, again, an 8x8 square. You'll know you've done it correctly if it matches up with the front side in terms of height, and from the corner angle, it looks like this. However, it doesn't really look like Pennywise right now. So what we're going to do is add the hair, and at this point, it's quite difficult, so I recommend you do take your time with this. I'm going to go through it relatively slowly, but again, it is complicated, so if you mess up, don't worry. Just go back in the video, see where things haven't gone quite to plan, and we'll go from there. So anyways, what we're going to do, we're going to start off on the bottom left corner at this quartz slab right here. From here, we're going to go up 1, and we're going to place 2 acacia planks in front of this 2 red. From here, we're going to place next to this 2 red terracotta, and that is the second layer. And directly below this, below the second acacia and the first red terracotta, we're going to place 2 acacia planks. So it looks like this. The next layer, what we're going to do is in front of this red smooth sandstone, we're going to place, again, 2 acacia. This time, we're going to grab ourselves an acacia stair, and we're going to have an acacia stair going towards the left, upside down. Continue with the right side, we're going to place 1 red terracotta. We're then going to need our white wall, so we place 1 white wall, 1 quartz, and that's going to be part of the ear. So that is the third layer. For the fourth layer, on top of the stair, we're going to place 3 acacia planks, 1 red terracotta, 1 quartz, one white wool, and again this is a continuation of the ear. The next layer, which is going to be the 5th layer, is going to be again 3 acacia planks. This time we're going to place 2 red terracotta, and we're going to grab ourselves, I haven't actually grabbed it, probably should have, and should have mentioned it at the start. We're going to grab ourselves 1 red smooth sandstone slab, and we're going to place it upside down, so on the upper half of the block right here. The next layer, which is going to be our 6th layer, is 3 acacia planks, just like normal, 1 red terracotta, 3 smooth red sandstone, and that is all we need to do. The next layer, which is the 7th layer, is going to be 1 acacia stair facing towards us, 2 acacia planks, 2 red terracotta, and 1 red sandstone slab. And for the final layer, what we're going to do is we're going to leave 1 block. We're going to place 1 acacia wood slab, so we kind of have this like little corner going on, and then we're going to place 2 acacia planks. And once you've done that, that is the first layer of the hair. Now again, I will zoom in because I appreciate it is difficult. So for the first 2 layers, we've got the slabs. The second layer is 1 block gap, and then we have 2 planks, 2 red terracotta. The third layer, we start off on the left side. We have a upside down facing stair towards the left. We then have 2 planks, 1 red terracotta, 1 white wool, 1 quartz. The 4th layer is going to be 3 planks, 1 red terracotta, 1 quartz, 1 white wool, so that's going to be the ear. The next layer, the 5th layer, is going to be 3 planks, 2 red terracotta, and 1 upside down slab. The next layer, the 6th layer, is 3 planks, 1 red terracotta, 3 smooth red sandstone. Second to last layer is 1 stair facing towards us, 2 planks, 2 red terracotta, and 1 slab. And in the final layer, we leave 1 block, we place 1 slab, and then 2 acacia planks. Hopefully, that is everyone up to date. For the next layer, what we're going to do is we're going to come to the second layer here, so the layer that's 2 acacia planks, 2 red terracotta, and in front of the red terracotta here, the first one, we're going to place 1 smooth red sandstone. On top of this, we're going to place 1 acacia plank, and then what we're going to do is to the left of it, we're going to place on the lower half, or on the upper half should I say, so that you can still see part of the block, so like this. On the upper half, we're going to place 1 acacia slab. On the next layer, we're going to place 2 acacia planks, and then to the left of this plank, we're going to place an upside down stair facing towards us. So again, from an angle, it looks like this. And I am going relatively slow, but I want to make sure everyone understands this. The next layer, on top of this, we're going to place 1 plank, 1 smooth red sandstone, and 1 red terracotta. On top of this, we're going to place 3 acacia planks. And on top of that, we're going to place 1 acacia slab, 1 smooth red sandstone, and 1 red terracotta. The final step is on top of the smooth red sandstone, we're going to place 1 acacia plank, and that is the second layer of the hair. And again, just from multiple angles. The first layer is 1 smooth red sandstone, and that's in front of the previous red terracotta. On top of that, 1 acacia and 1 upside down slab. On top of that, 1 upside down stair facing towards us, 2 planks. Then we got 1 plank, 1 smooth red sandstone, 1 terracotta. Next layer is 3 acacia planks. Second to last layer is 1 slab, 1 smooth red sandstone, 1 red terracotta, and then the final layer is 1 acacia slab on top of the smooth red sandstone. The second to last layer, what we're going to do is we're going to come to the top next to this acacia slab, and we're going to place 1 acacia plank in front of it. Below this, we're going to place 1 red terracotta, 1 acacia plank, 1 red terracotta, and 1 acacia plank. Now, to the side of this acacia plank, we're going to place a acacia slab. On top of that, we're going to place another red terracotta, another acacia plank, and then we're going to place 1 of the smooth red sandstone slabs. So that is the third layer, nice and simple. Again, just to recap, in front of this slab here, we're going to place 1 acacia plank. We go down using 1 red terracotta, 1 acacia, 1 red terracotta, 1 acacia, and then to the side we place 1 acacia slab. On the upper half, 1 red terracotta, one acacia plank, and one smooth red sandstone slab. Now, for the final layer, what we're going to do is, in front of this plank right here, we're going to place another plank, and below it, we're going to place an upside down stair facing towards us. Above it, we're going to place a normal facing stair away from us, and once you've done that, it ends up looking something like this. And you can see from the front perspective how crazy that hair now looks, and how much like Pennywise it also looks. So, again, if you had any issues with that, go back in the video, see where things haven't gone quite to plan, but it should be pretty self-explanatory, seeing as I went quite slow. And yeah, it's just essentially layer by layer, and there's 4 layers in total. Now, the joy is, we've now got to repeat this on the right side. So, we head over to the right side, and we're going to build the basic part, and then we'll move on to the more crazy hair part. So, for the basic part, the first layer again is going to be 1 slab and 7 quartz. The second layer is going to be 4 quartz and 3 red terracotta. The next layer, the third layer, is going to be 5 quartz and 1 smooth red sandstone and 1 acacia. The next layer, which is the fourth layer, is going to be 5 quartz, 2 acacia planks. The next layer is going to be 6 quartz and 1 acacia plank. On top of this, we're going to place 5 quartz and 2 acacia planks. For the second to last layer, we're going to place 5 quartz, 2 acacia planks, and then for the final layer, we're going to place 4 quartz, 2 acacia planks, and 1 acacia slab. Now, just like before, you can replace this bottom corner here with a quartz slab, just in case you want to make it a bit more rounded, I do recommend. And just from the start off, it looks like this. So that is, again, an 8x8 square. That's our basic template. Now what we're going to do is go crazy and start adding all the hair effects again. So this side, just like before, exact same. So we're going to start off on the second layer. We're going to leave 1 block, and we're going to place 1 acacia plank. To the left of it, 1 more, and then 2 red terracotta. Underneath the red terracotta and the acacia plank, we're going to place our 2 acacia slabs, upside down, of course. The next layer, starting off on the right side, we're going to place in front of the smooth red sandstone 1 acacia plank, and then we're also going to place an upside down stair facing towards the right side. To the left of this acacia plank, we're going to place 1 more. We're then going to place 1 red terracotta, 1 white wool, and 1 quartz. On top of the quartz, we're going to place 1 white wool, 1 quartz, 1 red terracotta, and 3 acacia planks. Very, very simple. Next layer, we're going to leave 1 block on top of the white. So on top of the quartz, we're going to place 2 red terracotta, and then 3 acacia planks. And from this red terracotta here, we're going to go 1 to the left, using our red sandstone slab on the upper half. Now, on top of the sandstone slab, we're going to place a smooth red sandstone for the next layer. We're then going to go 1 to the left and 1 to the right. To the right of this, we place 1 red terracotta, and we're going to place 3 acacia planks. So it looks like this. For the next layer, on top of the middle one, we're going to place another red sandstone slab. To the right of this, we place 2 red terracotta, 2 acacia planks, and a stair facing towards us. For the final layer, on top of the red terracotta, we're going to leave 1 block gap. We're then going to place 2 acacia planks, and we place 1 acacia slab, and it ends up looking something like this. Again, I'll go layer to layer, up close, just so you can see, and pause if you feel is necessary. However, it is the exact same as the other side, so if you have built on the other side, just match it to this point. The next layer is going to start off in front of the red terracotta right here, the one I'm looking at. So the second one, we're going to place 1 smooth red sandstone. Then on top of this, we're going to place 1 acacia plank, and to the left of it, we're going to place an acacia slab on the upper half of the block. On top of this, we're going to place 2 acacia planks, and to the right of it, we're going to place a acacia wood stair facing towards us. For the next layer, we're going to place 1 red terracotta, 1 smooth red sandstone, and 1 acacia plank. The layer on top of that, we're then going to place 3 acacia planks. On top of that, we place 1 red terracotta, 1 smooth red sandstone, 1 acacia wood slab, And then the final step is on top of the smooth red sandstone, we place one more acacia slab. And that is the second layer complete. Again, starting off at the bottom with the smooth red sandstone and then working our way up layer by layer. The next layer, what we're going to do is in front of the slab at the top, we're going to place one acacia plank. Below it, we're going to place one red terracotta. Below that, one acacia, one red terracotta, and one acacia. To the left of the acacia plank, we're going to place a acacia slab on the upper half. On top of that, we place one red terracotta, one acacia plank, and then we're going to place a smooth red sandstone slab. Directly like so. The final layer is, on top of this acacia plank here, we're going to bring it forwards one more layer using another acacia plank. Underneath that, we're going to place a acacia wood stair upside down facing towards us. And then on top of it, we're going to place a normal facing acacia plank towards the opposite way, so towards the left. And once you've done that, it's the exact same as the other side, and that is your right side of the hair complete. And if you come around to the front side now, you'll see it really does look quite intense. So this is what we have so far. Now, what we're going to do is start working on the rear side of the head. So if we come around to the rear side of the head, you can see it's just going to be a job of linking everything together. So we have the first layer, which is one slab, 6 quartz blocks and one slab. The second layer is going to be 6 red terracotta. The next layer is going to be 2 acacia planks, 2 red terracotta, and 2 acacia planks. So that's the third layer. And the fourth layer is going to be the exact same. So 2 acacia planks, 2 red terracotta, and 2 acacia planks. On top of this, we're going to place 3 acacia planks, 1 smooth red sandstone, and 2 acacia planks. And we're going to repeat that again. So we place 3 acacia planks, 1 smooth red sandstone, and 2 acacia planks. The next layer, which is the second to last layer, the 7th layer, we're going to place 2 acacia planks, 2 smooth red sandstone, and 2 acacia planks. And then for the final layer, we're going to place 3 acacia planks, 1 red terracotta, and 2 acacia planks. And it ends up looking something like this. Now, what I will do is I'll block this part out. So if I block this part, and I block the other side as well, you'll see that everything that's not covered in quartz is the actual rear side of the head, and then everything that is just 3D effects from the other existing side. So that's probably easier for you to identify which part is the rear side of the head. I do appreciate it is difficult too. So as you can see, it's from this layer up to this layer right here, and that's an 8 by 8. Of course, don't build the quartz. That's just for me to show you and kind of visualize which part is which. Okie dokie. So if you thought you got away with the back of the head having no 3D effects, you were indeed wrong. So what we're going to do is start adding them. So the way we're going to do this is by going to the top. We're going to work our way down. So we come to the middle block. So this is 1, 2, 3. So this block right here, above the smooth red sandstone, we're going to place an acacia plank. And in front of the red terracotta, we're going to place another red terracotta. Either side of this, we're going to place a acacia slab on the lower half. Then what we're going to do is underneath each acacia slab, we're going to place an acacia plank. And we're going to go 1 to the left and 1 to the right. To the left of this, we're going to place another acacia slab, same on the right, on the lower half. And in the middle 2 blocks, we're going to place our 2 smooth red sandstone. Okie dokie. So below this now, underneath this slab, we're going to place 1, 2, 3, 4 acacia, 1 smooth red sandstone, and then 1, 2, 3 acacia. The next layer down, we're going to place 1, 2, 3, 4 acacia, 1 smooth red sandstone, and 1, 2, 3 acacia. The next layer down, we place 1, 2, 3 acacia, 2 red terracotta, and 3 acacia. And we're going to repeat this once more. So 3 acacia, 2 red terracotta, 3 acacia. Now for the next layer, we're going to place 1 slab, so 1 acacia slab, 6 red terracotta, and an acacia slab. And again, bear in mind this is an upside down one, so it's on the upper half of the block. And then for the final layer, we're going to leave 1 block underneath this red terracotta, and we're going to place 1, 2, 3, 4 acacia slabs underneath, and that links it in and kind of rounds it out a bit. So you can see this is all the 3D effect going around here at the edge, and then it links in and kind of rounds off at the bottom. Again, I appreciate it is probably difficult to see and differentiate what part is the 3D effect, but if you haven't got it, just go back in the video and see me as I build it, and just slow it down or pause the video. So that brings us to the final side of the head, which is of course this part here, the top. So starting off at the back, we're going to place 2 layers of 6 acacia planks, and then we're also going to place 4 layers of 6 quartz, and that will bring us all the way towards the front, and will give us something which looks like this, hopefully. Now, what we're going to do, so we're going to start off at the front side, front left corner. We're going to go forwards 1, and 1, 2 to the side. So on the 3rd block, 2nd layer. From here, we're going to place 2 acacia planks, 1 red terracotta, and 1 acacia plank. For the next layer, we're going to start on the 2nd block. We place 1 acacia slab, 4 planks, and 1 slab. The next layer, behind the slab, we're going to place 6 acacia planks. So that's the 3rd layer. Behind this, we're going to place 1 acacia slab, 6 planks, and 1 slab. And we're going to repeat this again. So 1 slab, 6 planks, 1 slab. For the next layer, we're going to leave 1 block. We place 1 slab, 4 planks, 1 slab. And then for the final layer, we're going to place, so we leave 1 block, we place 4 slabs, and then we leave 1 block again. So again, just to recap, first layer is 2 acacia planks, 1 red terracotta, 1 plank. Second layer, we leave a 1 block gap, we have a slab, 4 planks, slab, gap. Next layer is gap, 6 planks, gap. Layer after that is slab, 6 planks, slab. Next layer is slab, 6 planks, slab. Layer after that is leave 1 block, slab, 4 blocks, slab, gap. Next layer is gap, 4 slabs, and then that is the 3D effect from the rear side. On top of this, so the final layer, what we're going to do is at the front side, so we leave 1 block. On top of this 2nd acacia plank, we're going to place 1 red terracotta, we place 1 acacia plank. Behind this, we're going to place 2 acacia planks, we now have a 2x2. Behind this, we're going to place a row of 4 slabs, and behind that we place 2 slabs, and it gives you like a little 3D pointy up part at the front, and that is the hair complete. So again, I'll just give you a like little 360 view of it. If you want to pause at any point, feel free to do so. Again, I appreciate it's probably not very helpful. At this point, it's more so just watching me build than it is actually the pause opportunities, because it is a lot of colour everywhere and a lot of blocks everywhere. So in terms of the actual statue itself, that is your Pennywise statue complete. However, of course, you can't have Pennywise without a balloon. That would just not be creepy enough. So what we're going to do is, in case you didn't mark it out originally, we come back to the hand. We're going to come to the front left corner, go up 1 and to the side 1, and this is our marker point. If you have got this, build up 9. If you haven't, place it, and then we're going to build up 9. So that's 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9. So it's now 10 blocks tall, this row of glass panes, or should I say white glass panes. And then what we're going to do is on top of this, we're going to place a red stained glass. So this is our first block of our balloon. Now technically, what you can do if you don't want to use the glass is just make it all out of red concrete. However, the glass kind of adds a bit of depth to it and makes it look kind of fancy. On top of the glass, we're going to place 1 red concrete, and around the red concrete, we're going to place a row of glass. So basically, we surround it with a 3x3 of glass. On top of this, we're also going to place 1 glass in each corner, and then in the middle blocks, we're going to place 1 concrete. So it ends up looking something like this. Now, in front of the concrete, we're going to place 1 glass, so expanding it outwards. So the concrete is kind of our block that we're going to use as a building block, and the glass is actually the layer we're trying to build. On top of the glass, we're going to go up 1 on each one, and then we're also going to go to the left and to the right 1 on each one. So to the left, to the right, to the left, to the right, and you do this for every single one, and it will all link up diagonally in the corners, and go ahead and place a 3x3 layer of concrete in the middle. So this is our 4th layer of the balloon. Now, what we're going to do is on top of the glass, we're going to place a row of 3 concrete on each one, like so, and you can feel free to fill in the middle part as well if you want to do so. Try not to do as bad of a job as I am doing. And in front of the concrete, should I say, we're going to place another row of 3 glass on each one. So 1, 2, 3, or 1, 2, 3, and 1, 2, 3. But what you'll notice in each corner, there is also a gap, so feel free to place a block in each corner, and that will give you your new outer row. So on top of the actual main 3 blocks, what we're going to do is 2 more layers of 3 glass. And we're going to do this on each side again. So 1, 2, 3, 1, 2, 3, 1, 2, 3, 1, 2, 3, and then finally 1, 2, 3, 1, 2, 3. And on the corner blocks, we're going to build it up 2. So 1, 2, 1, 2, 1, 2, 1, 2. Again, fill in all this middle area with red concrete. You don't have to fill in the center part, but as long as the outskirts are, so you can see the red in the middle. I'm just going to fill it in solid, because why not? It only takes a few more seconds. There we go. And this is what it should look like so far. So it's kind of expanding outwards. Then what we're going to do is on the center block of each of these main ones, so we go 1, 2 on the second block, so the center one, we're going to build up 1 on each side. And then we're going to start bringing it back inwards. So behind the center blocks, we're going to place a red concrete, like so. And then next to the red concretes, we're going to place a glass block. So either side of the red concrete, we're going to place a glass block. As you can see, it's slowly starting to bring it back inwards. Fill in this middle part here, 3 by 3 of concrete, like so. And then what we're going to do is place a kind of cross shape of concrete in the middle. And again, just kind of surround it by glass. So every block of concrete has a block of glass on top of it. And same again. And essentially, that will give you your balloon. So once you've done that, you have something that looks like this. And if you back up, that is your Pennywise holding his balloon. So again, I'll kind of give you one last view of the balloon. So that's 10 tall of glass. Then you've got the original block. And then it kind of expands out like so. So essentially, again, you can just use red concrete instead of using glass. On PC, the glass looks a lot nicer, I will say that, than it does on Xbox. On Xbox, it looks a bit gloomy. But still, the glass just gives it kind of a 3D sense, makes it look more than just a red blob floating. But apart from that, that is the tutorial done. And you have now your very own Pennywise statue holding a red balloon. Of course, you don't need to add the red balloon. If you want to make his arms just default, kind of facing downwards, feel free to copy over the left arm onto the right arm facing down. And yeah, apart from that, again, credit where credit is due to Kite Man for the design. Again, really do hope you enjoyed the video. My voice is absolutely dying right now, so I'm going to wrap it up as soon as possible. If you did enjoy, definitely consider leaving a like. If you didn't enjoy, feel free to drop a dislike. Subscribe if you haven't already, and comment your suggestions down below, whether that's about the video or what you want to see on the channel in the near future. Apart from that, stay tuned. We've got some Stranger Things, Star Wars, and more kind of horror characters coming in the very near future. Oh, and Rick and Morty as well. Can't be forgetting about Rick and Morty. So, thank you very much for watching. Until next time, my name has been Tom Gummy, and goodbye. Eyes in the sky, gazing far into the night. I raise my hand to the fire, but it's no use, 'cause you can't stop it from shining through. It's true, baby, let the light shine through. If you believe it's true, baby, won't you let the light shine through.